Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome in. Excited to get ready to start here. Right now, they currently have the NBA Summer League on right now, so we're waiting for the SRX, the Thursday Night Thunder, to get started. As we're in Stafford, Connecticut, race one. If this is your first time ever watching the SRX, let me know. Watched it last year when it came on quite a bit. Really enjoyed it for what it was. I'm going to Berlin Raceway whenever they have that race first week of August. Hot ticket. It is sold out. So ESPN should be switching over at any time. We get to listen to Alan Bestwick, one of the best that there is in the motorsport business, the TV business of commentating in general. So again, thanks for tuning in. Glad that you're here. We're excited to go. Just waiting on ESPN to go. Oh, Beth Mowens mentioned it. So hopefully we can move on from this Summer League game. Let's see something real quick. Not sure why we're still watching the Summer League game. I think we're switching over now. Thursday Night Thunder. Here we go. I'm excited for this. Some of the most iconic short tracks in the United States. Some of the biggest names in racing to go along with it. Who's ready for a green flag night? Okay, watch this opening video real quick. It's pretty cool. A young Tony Stewart for the Thursday Night Thunder. Tony won the first year. Last year, Marco Andretti won. There's Haley Deegan, Paul Tracy, who those two usually get in. Last year's champ, Marco. Clint Boyer. Thank God we don't have to listen to him talk. Kevin Harvick coming over for the series. Denny Hamlin will be there. Helio Castroneves, obviously Indy 500 champ winner. Bai Labonte, former winner. And then Cup Series, Ryan Newman. And then you'll have people like Kyle Busch is going to be in this at Berlin and a few others. So, and if you're new to this, like this is going to be in heats. So we're going to see, it used to be 15 minutes. They did it by time. If they go a certain amount of time without a caution, then they will force a caution. It is a random draw to see how the race begins. And then you get points. Dave Bacon says, let's go Marco, champ running the number one this year. Yep. Thank you for being here, Dave Bacon. But yeah, they're going to run two heats. You get points based upon where you finish. And then the second heat, you will flip. So if you finished in first in the first heat because of the random draw, say you started up front, passing might be hard, you then get flipped. Here you go. So 20 laps or 12 minutes for heats 1 and 2. And then the main event is 75 laps. Yeah. So it's fun. And again, the points that you get from heat 1 and heat 2 determine the very last heat, the 75 lap main event. So it's auto racing, it's dirt car racing, it's mixed into one rules wise, and they actually do go to dirt tracks. They will be at Eldora as well. So Matt Yoakum interviewing Smoke. So this has been on CBS, and now we're moving over to ESPN, bringing back the Thursday Night Thunder. Tony Stewart could be in Eldora right now, where they're doing the $1 million Sprint Cup race at his track in Eldora for the World of Outlaws. I know Kyle Larson has been participating in that. I believe he got third place last night. I will be there Saturday. So pray it doesn't rain. But yeah, it should be Should be a great time. And SRX did mention that they're going to be back at Stafford next week as well. They were supposed to be at Thunder Road, and I believe that's in Vermont, but due to the flooding that has been all over the area up there, they will not be at Thunder Road. They did say that we will be back at Thunder Road next year, so they'll get a full refund, but there will be back-to-back races at Stafford. And, yeah, so should be a great time. I'm going to pull up the SRX series schedule so you guys can see that real quick. Ken Schrader is going to be another driver that's in this as well. There's Alan Bestwick. There's the best wig in the business, Joey Logano. I mean, the mash up between current NASCAR stars and former NASCAR stars and IndyCar drivers and dirt car drivers. I mean, I love this. This is neat. And I'm glad that it's on, I'm not a big ESPN guy, but I'm glad it's on a program that's probably going to reach people that haven't been able to watch this for a while or aren't used to seeing this and putting it on the main stage. So, I mean, that's awesome. I cannot wait. So let me share my screen with you real quick. This is the SRX schedule for the year. And as you can tell, there are no days off. Starting at Stafford, again, Thunder Road right here, the Thunder Road Speed Bowl. That will be Stafford number 2. Then moving to the Motor Mile, Berlin up in Michigan, Eldora the next week in Ohio, and then Lucas Oil Speedway. And again, Berlin is sold out. Stafford is sold out. And I wouldn't be surprised if Stafford sells out again next week because they are unable to run at that track. It's been listed as a national emergency, state of emergency. So, unfortunate. All right. Looks like we're ready to go. Let me know who you think is going to win tonight. Or, I mean, you don't have to have a favorite, but let me know who you think is going to do the best or who you got your eyes on. Going through it now. So we got Marco, Paul Tracy. Cars look good this year too. I like how it keeps evolving. Bobby, Haley Deegan, the hottest ticket in cards. Denny Hamlin running up closer to his home area. There's Ken Schrader, who runs modifieds with Kenny Wallace. Tony Kanaan in the IndyCar Series. Oh, Brad Keselowski. I forgot he's running full-time in this as well. Then obviously Tony Stewart, close to home. Kevin Harvick. The Rocket Ryan Newman, not too far from here. Woo! Let's go, boys. Pulling for Schrader, I hope he puts an old school whooping on them. Carl, I would not hate that. I'm surprised that he's not running on the dirt. I know Kenny Wallace is running on the dirt at Lucas Oil. I'm surprised that, and obviously Kenny Wallace and Ken Schrader are good friends. They compete against each other. I think this is cool. Actually, a cool story. I was coaching high school baseball, and I have no idea why or how this happened. But at the baseball tournament that I was coaching here in Indiana, Ken Schrader was the honorary person to throw out the first pitch. And unfortunately for Ken Schrader, he was introduced as Ken Schroeder. So pretty tough. So again, 20 laps or 12 minutes, I think is what they said. 20 laps, 12 minutes, whichever comes first. The whole point of this series too is to get this in the allotted amount of time. They want this to last for 2 hours. So the only time that laps don't count under caution will be the last 10 laps of the main event. Dave Bacon says, love Schrader. He was just racing at my local track, True Grit. Nice. Dave, what is your local track where he was running? My local track here, we got 2 close by. Dirt-wise would be Lawrenceburg Speedway and then also Florence Speedway. And they announced when we were at Florence Speedway that Jeff Gordon got his first ever non-wing sprint win at that track. So I thought that was pretty cool. So my TV's over here. If you're new, also if you're new and this is your first time ever coming into Stuck in the Catch Fence, like and subscribe to the channel if you feel free to do so. We do live streams, we talk betting, we talk every single type of motorsport that there is. Obviously, we talk NASCAR the most, as you can see the stuff behind me. But yeah, just let me know if you subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 500 subscribers, and once we get there, we're giving away a free diecast, a 124 diecast. So, like right here is a 164. So yeah, we'll be giving away a 1x24 diecast once we get to the 500 subscribers, and all you have to do is subscribe, like, it's all free, and then you get a chance at a $75 car, the driver of your choice. All right, so we're still going around. I love looking at the old beat up surface of Stafford. This track is like in the middle of the woods, which is pretty cool. So that's really fun too. Looks like they got a lot of blue cars this year, which is going to be tougher to separate from what we're typically used to seeing. And we also have two South Point cars in Harvick and Newman, which will be impossible to differentiate. Tommy D, South Bend, Indiana, checking in. Hopefully you're an Irish fan, Tommy D. Let's go Irish. Waiting for football season to start. Look like Sam Hartman. Is he the truth? Is he going to lead the Golden Domers where they need to go? Carl O'Connor says, Petaluma. I'm sorry if I totally butchered that. Petaluma Speedway is my local dirt track. Just had Ricky Stenhouse Jr. race there a few weeks ago when the Cup was at Sonoma. Nice. Tommy said, for sure. That's right. Go Golden Domers. And then Dave Bacon asked, how did he do Schrader, but hurting our local tracks? And we're boogity boogie. Let's go SRX racing. So again, with only having 20 laps, I mean, these guys are going to be getting it to try to get as much as they can to get a better average finishing spot for the main event. Ooh, everybody getting a little slippery there. Marco Andretti, last year's champion up front. Paul Tracy, like literally every single time we had Paul Tracy last year, he was wrecking people. So looks like Denny Hamlin sliding back a little bit. Looks like the low line, way low, is Boyer running that line. But it seems like the mid line is pretty fast right now. Trying to go 3 wide. Better watch that against smoke. There's Deegan. Really, really disappointing year for her in the truck series. She has not been good. So we talk about, and again, I'm going to let you listen to this too, but I do appreciate you guys joining in. We talk about the broadcast on NASCAR all the time. I mean, it's like a sore subject, especially during the Fox. So let me know what you guys think for ESPN with Joey Logano and also with Alan Bestwick. Boyer getting on the inside of Tony Kanaan with Denny Hamlin behind him. Man, Boyer just sends it. He has to get out of it by going so low, but he's running a line nobody else is. I mean, he's running the apron like a halfway down. Cool to see the brake rotors already lit up. When they get out of the gas, you can see the fire out of the side. Boyer giving Kanaan the chrome horn, and that'll open up Denny Hamlin to slide down low. And now he's trying to push him up the track a little bit. Man, they're almost down right on the grass. And this is a half a mile track if you're not used to Stafford Motor Speedway. Ooh, Paul Tracy getting a run. Andretti does not have a fight with him. He gives it up. Oh, we got in the dirt. Nice. Oh, and Ryan Newman will cause the first caution. Some good racing. Everybody's packed up pretty tight. Again, these cars, all same setups, all same equipment, all same everything. The whole point of the superstar racing experience is to let the superstar in the car dictate how these races go, not anything else. So it looks like his car will be okay. So yeah, our first caution, almost halfway through heat 1. Wow, even ESPN more than Fox will do a side-by-side. Granted, that is the smallest side-by-side commercial you'll ever see. But seeing if anybody on the socials is commenting on the game. Kenny Wallace said it appears the apron of the track is your friend at Stafford with these XRS cars. YouTuber Darian Gillum from Black Flags Matter says the SRX leaderboard looks nice, which I agree with that as well. It is pretty neat looking. Let's see. Eric Estep also likes it as well in terms of the score bug at the top. And I believe that's probably it here. So Darian Gillum said that some of the drivers are wearing glow-in-the-dark helmets. I didn't notice that. That could be pretty cool. I'll have to pay attention to that. And it is Tony Stewart wearing the glow-in-the-dark helmet. So I did not notice that talking to you guys. I will show you what they're talking about. So there is Tony in the glow-in-the-dark helmet. Never have I ever. And Eric Estep said it looks like he is in Tron. So that's pretty cool. Lauren Given, will I be streaming the race tonight? I cannot stream the television because that is a copyright infringement. So, no, I will not be streaming. I have the audio on that you can hear it here in the background. Obviously, I'll be talking about it. It is on ESPN. There are other ways of watching it that you can be creative in your search browser. So right now we got Andretti, Paul Tracy, Labonte, Tony Kanaan, Denny Hamlin, and Clint Boyer as your top 6. Ryan Newman was the cause of the wreck. He is in last. The NASCAR boys in the back. I mean, you're looking 12, 11, 10, 9 with Newman, Schrader, which he's more dirt, obviously now, Harvick, Keselowski, and Stewart. Okay, and now they're saying the SRX is going with the choose rule that NASCAR is implementing, and that was actually an idea from, no problem, Lauren. That was an idea from Austin Dillon from dirt racing. So the biggest impact Austin Dillon has had in the last 3 years is giving us the choose rule versus anything that he's done on the track. So it is what it is. So if this is your first time here, I do have a partner that I do the live streams in the show with as well. His name is Joe, but he was called into work. He might be able to jump in here in a little bit. So Paul Tracy had the lead right before we went to break, and they are right on top of each other, opening the bottom for Labonte a little bit until Hamlin puts his nose in there, and now we're going 3 wide. So Andretti will clear. Paul Tracy gets a little loose. Now Tony Kanaan makes his way to second place. Oh, my God, and they're beating and banging all over the place in the back. Oh, Brad K slides up the track. Goodness gracious. Well, they're getting after it. They're getting after it. I think everybody's okay. So none of these caution laps did count towards the 12 laps. So, I mean, that's a good thing. All right, here we go. Looking at the replay now. Tracy got a little bit loose. They slide up. Where's that top? Can't see Keselowski yet. Oh, my God. That everybody just hits each other. People get loose. Oh, and Tony just comes down and door slams them. So, just not enough room. And if you know Tony, he doesn't really care. So we've had 2. Oh my gosh, yeah, Tony just. I guess when you own the series, you just do what you want. Here we go on board. Just sounds like he hit him. It's cool though to listen to them get out of the gas though in this track. I believe these cars are 750 horsepower. I would have to double check that. So definitely an exciting first heat. So there's a minute 30. And again, it's either a 12-minute heat or 20 laps.
So, format of the night, remember, being 20 laps or 12 minutes.
All right.
Looks like we're going to hit the time on this one, huh?
I tell you, they came out of the gate swinging this year. SRX season is going to be intense and aggressive. We've seen it already. There's going to be hurt feelings in the first few laps of the heat race. You can imagine what's going to happen by the end of the year.
All right, so the front row now is Andretti and Kanaan with Hamlin.
And we're ready to go. 2 laps to go or 40 seconds, which it probably takes 24 seconds to get around the track, probably, I think. So essentially a green-white checker. Denny Hamlin fights his way all the way up to first, so he's made a ton of gains. Whoa, getting a little loose there. Andretti going backwards, been hit twice. Oh, my goodness. Front bumper of Tony Kanaan's about to fall off. Andretti getting a little bit loose, trying to hold on for third spot. Labonte's underneath him. Kanaan about to use the bumper again. So Denny Hamlin will open it up with a win and get first place. Not really a win, but get first place on the first heat. Nice. So now Hamlin will start last. That was exciting. I mean, I don't know what more you could want for the first time. If that's the first time that you've ever watched SRX racing, that was pretty dope. All right. Let's see. Let's go to the social medias and see what everybody is saying. What did you think of Heat 1? That enjoyable? Is this your first time ever watching SRX? Is this your first time viewing this on ESPN? Did you know what to expect? Eric Estep says there aren't going to be any fenders left by the main event. He's not wrong. Superstar Racing Experience obviously says that Denny Hamlin is the winner. Kenny Wallace says this SRX racing is insane. Lord Almighty. Eldora, for the Eldora Million, Logan Schuchart will be on the pole. So just some more racing there. But yeah. Black Flags Matter says SRX cars have no damage turned on. They're racing that way. Definitely racing that way. Trying to see if they're going to announce where Kyle Larson's going to start tonight for the $1 million. All right. That glow in the helmet is really cool for Stewart. I have to see if they do something else like that in NASCAR. Paul Tracy talking about going back to Stafford. Have the Wheeling Modified Series there. That's pretty cool looking.
Definitely feel like I have unfinished business there, leading most of that race and then getting a little bump there towards the end. So it'd be cool to win that one.
I have run Stafford on iRacing. It's pretty fun. I did late models. Trash. I mean, I'm trash at iRacing. More of a NASCAR Racing 2003 by Papyrus. But yeah. Got a couple people wearing some of the SRX gear, so that's nice. I'm excited to go to Berlin and Michigan. I'm going to Berlin that Thursday, and then on Sunday, I'll be heading to Brooklyn for the NASCAR race. So it'll be the first time I've ever been to either one of those racetracks. It'll be the first time I've been to an SRX race. So purchased 1970. All right. So you got Denny, Paul, Marco, Bobby, Tony Kanaan, Stewart, Schrader, Boyer, Newman, Deegan, Harvick, Keselowski. So that will all flip. So your starting lineup for Heat 2 will be Keselowski, Harvick, Deegan, Newman, Boyer, Schrader, Stewart, Kanaan, Labonte, Andretti, Tracy, and then Hamlin. Denny was in 6th or 7th place most of that. And found his way up to the front. Oh, Bob Hurley, the new coach for the Yukon Huskies, now on the Grand Marshal. All right. Answer this question again. Can you show us the stream? No, I cannot. It is illegal to do that. I'm at a loud bar. Can't hear you. Can someone type the top 3? Yes, I will do that for you. Thanks for tuning in. Being at a loud bar doesn't sound like a bad thing either. So, whoops. So we got Hamlin, Tracy, and then Andretti, Kanaan. There you go, bud. Hopefully that helps you out. Carl O'Connor says, I wish SRX would come west and come to some historic tracks out here. So, Carl, if you had a choice, which track would it be? What would be the track that you want? Would it be Irwindale? Would that be the track that you would like to see them come to? I'm down with that. I think Irwindale. How big is Irwindale? Irwindale Speedway. It's half a mile. The Irwindale Event Center. I think we could do that. That's my pick, Irwindale. Calistoga Speedway. I have not heard of Calistoga. So let's see. Calistoga Speedway. Oh, first thing to see is a sprint. Okay. I like the scoreboard. That's pretty dope looking. Huh. So is it a dirt speedway? It's hard to get like a great. I mean, it's got a. It looks like dirt. I see sprint cars. It's closed right now, but we're trying to get it back. That seems to be the problem. So is it owned by a fairgrounds? It just seems like the more that fairgrounds own a track, the harder it is to keep them open because they never want to put the finances in it versus a private entity. Again, I have no idea. I'm curious. While they're in a commercial break, I will be right back.
Being able to race on Thursday night Thunder got us exposure and all that. Thunder will be at Richmond Raceway. I remember Jeff Gordon beat up all two wheels down the back straightaway. Got in with somebody on two wheels, still on, whatever. It may not be just crazy if you talk about it on Thursday. You don't watch on Thursday. Thursday night Thunder is everybody morning. You're all busy on the weekend. Being a part of something so iconic is really, really cool. Vintage is cool now. All kids are doing it.
All right. Half mile dirt oval. Yep, it's a county fairgrounds track. So last year, I went to Rush County and here in Indiana, and Kyle Busch and Brexton Busch raced it during that, and that was pretty fun. Kyle Busch is my favorite driver, as you can probably guess. And I got to meet him, talk to him. Super, super, super nice. Super cool. They're announcing Thunder Road.
Terrible flooding that's taken place in the capital area, Montpelier, and adjacent Barrie, Vermont. It has just been so devastating to so many people. The entire downtown area.
Oh my goodness, that is a lot of flooding.
City of Vermont, as well as Barrie, some roads, some infrastructure, some highways, so on, all affected by this terrible flooding. And our thoughts and our support, certainly with all of the beautiful people in that area who have been pitching in to try and get their lives restarted again.
Yep. So if you're just now tuning in and you can't hear that, essentially what's going on is that there will not be Thunder Road race next week. It will be here at Stafford instead.
Stafford Motor Speedway here in Connecticut has stepped up and agreed to host a second consecutive Thursday night Thunder next weekend here in central Connecticut. So
There's Kyle Busch in the Stinger. Should be going racing here anytime. If you're a NASCAR fan, we're going to New Hampshire this week. The flat 1 mile, I think it's 1.3 miles. So I like that track. I think it's got the best trophy in all the sports because they agreed to a 24 race since. Yes, that is Carl O'Connor. That is correct. So they got a full refund, and then SRX just went ahead and announced because they're not able to go this year that they will be going next year. So yes. But no, I think the best trophy in all of sports, regardless of motorsports, is when you win at New Hampshire, you get a live lobster. And it is not just like a little bitty lobster. It is like you have to hold it up here, lobster. That's awesome. Would I want it? No, hell no. I'm not touching that thing. I'd be like one of the women. I think it was Kevin Harvick's wife. First time she won, he was like, that'd be me. I'm not about that. But it's awesome, though. All right, now we got the starting lineup getting ready to go here. So it'll be interesting to see Denny Hamlin. He did the best moving through the pack. Obviously, Paul Tracy and Marco Andretti didn't have to move through the pack at all. So are they going to be able to do that? Quite a bit of damage. I believe that's on Hailie Deegan's, the rear of her car. Tony Kanaan, we know that the front of his car is completely loose. And here you go. Tony Kanaan in 9 starts has never finished higher than 4th in a main event. Using Bear Bond. And as you could tell, in that first heat, whenever he was racing, you could see the entire front of his car shaking. So he's got 2 pieces of tape on. It looks like it's right where the side fender and the front of the vehicle connect, and that's completely loose right there. So running the Purdue car. Not a Purdue fan. Talked about the Irish earlier. All right. I'm ready to get going. That first heat was so good that this long intermission's killing me. And it's an absolute packed house. So, I mean, that's a cool thing too. That obviously these guys, they got the wheeling modifieds or they run dirt. It's cool that with the SRX going to these places are, and the fans are selling it out. I mean, just absolutely packing the stands. That's really neat. So Harvick and Keselowski, both of them were involved in early altercations. We're sitting on the drone waiting to get to the start line. Green flag's out. Oh my goodness. And Kevin Harvick shoots out of a cannon from second place. Keselowski's got his bumper right to him, running that low line again. These guys have been running almost in the grass, but Harvick will clear. And then Newman looks to clear. Newman was spun out. 3 wide. Deegan will back out, says, I don't want any part of that business. Schrader moves on up. Tony Stewart running down low. Looks like Hamlin's on the outside. Kanaan is in the back. Wouldn't need a lot of drag and downforce for these cars. I mean, they're getting up to 100, but it definitely will affect. Oh, Then you saw, I think that's Kanan right there, just got loose and hit Deegan. Oh my goodness, they're both way out of shape. And Deegan from 4th place to last. Hamlin just chilling out back. He doesn't look like he's trying to go too fast at all. So Denny, he can't start worse than 5th or 6th. Oh, Andretti into the wall. Now he's in next to last place. He should have some heavy damage on that right side. Man, these guys are driving elbows out. Kanan hit him? Yeah. There we go. He definitely got hit. Another thing I'll say too is that obviously a lot of these drivers, I mean, it's very polarizing watching different drivers. You get your fandom caught up in this, and race fans are very passionate. They're very loyal. But I will say this, as somebody who cannot stand Joey Logano on a racetrack, every time he is in the Xfinity series in the booth and every time he is in the truck series in the booth, he is really, really good. And I think that ESPN reaching out and actually seeing some of that talent in the booth and bringing them in for this is good. Now we got a battle for the lead with Keselowski going underneath Harvick. Lets him know he's there for a little bit. Ooh, and Harvick's just going to get trained on the outside. This looks like Martinsville. So from 1st to 2nd and trying to close the hole will be Boyer to make him go back even further than that. Yeah. Boyer can't get to the gas quick enough to clear that spot. And Harvick's still hanging on the outside. So Hamlin's moved up to 9th. So he's up 4 spots now from last. Outside of that, Schrader, not really much. Tony Stewart's been hanging out right in the middle. Tracy was in 2nd. So he was in next to last. Now he's in 8th. So he's moved up some. But this is the most that we've seen them spread out. Now you see Denny Hamlin underneath Tracy. And we have a caution. So because they're halfway and have not yet have a caution, they will have a caution. That way, so these cars don't get really, really spread out, they'll bring them right back in. And again, is that the best form when it comes to like the purest of racing? No, absolutely not. That makes no sense. But when you're running 2 heat races and you're only running 6 races on your entire schedule, this is purely for entertainment. So they're going to stack them back up, and then we'll get racing again. Go to social media and see what people are thinking so far. Eric Estep called it the fun flag. That will group them back up. Seeing if we got anything else. Not too much from what I'm seeing right now.
America fun and affordable. Take home this new Coleman Lantern or Rubicon for as little as $5 a day. Or this new travel trailer for less than $10 a day. $15
Nope.
to a new fifth wheel. And for only $20 a day, you could drive off in a brand new motorhome. We make RVing fun, simple, and affordable. See America for less at Camping World.
Dave Moody, who is on MRN Radio, said Alan Bestwick could call 2 popsicle sticks racing down the gutter in a rainstorm and would still find a way to make it exciting. That's pretty good. He is really good. I know Radman, if you follow NASCAR YouTuber, big fan of one Alan Bestwick.
Thursday Night Thunder on ESPN. Tonight, the Camping World SRX Series from Stafford Speedway, Stafford Springs, Connecticut. Sold out.
Benjamin Lewis says, I'm not paying for ESPN, but I want to hear the race, so keep up the good work. Benjamin, thanks for joining, man. I understand that. You can find a way to stream it if you wanted to. YouTube's not going to be the place that you do it. They're just going to shut it down. But, yeah, there's definitely other ways. And if you want to stay here, listen to my commentary with it as well, feel free to do so. We appreciate you here. When given the opportunity time-wise, we'll do Truck Series races. We'll do Xfinity Series races. We do the regular Cup Series races. On a Thursday night, this is just absolutely perfect for me, 9 o'clock. So with 3 kids to come down here when they're all going to bed. And we're back to some green flag racing and another good restart for the outside row. This time it's Newman in the South Point car getting away from Keselowski. Keselowski fights back on the bottom for a minute, but then gets a little loose. Boyer has looked quite a bit fast in this as well. And Paul Tracy way outside in this 3 wide. Tony Kanaan there too. On the bottom is Bobby Labonte. Marco Andretti is in next to last. Haley Deegan in last. Yeah. Tony Kanaan gets bumped out of the way a little bit. So Newman in front, Keselowski in second, and Schrader will be bumped. He will go around, and we wait for the white flag, the yellow flag, and there it is. So that will be our first racing incident caution of this stage. Zach, what's going on, buddy? Zach is a friend of mine who I will be seeing up in the Mitten. Is it okay to call it the Mitten? The place is jumping tonight, bro. I'm glad you're here. Zach's one of the regulars. Zach, look at the chat. We got all new people here, at least that from a commenting standpoint. We got a couple people hoping that I stream the race. And then you wouldn't listen to me. I mean, you might subscribe if you think that I'm, like NASCAR Light, just showing, or not NASCAR Light, but ESPN Light. Oh my God, we got Tony Kanaan's hood. Hit the ejection button. Okay. If you look at Tony Kanaan's car right now, it doesn't have the hood. We've almost lost the front bumper. Every single one of my cars on NASCAR 98 looks like this. By the time I got done using my paintballs, wrecking and everything else, that's exactly what my car would look like on 98. Carl O'Connor says Schrader versus Tracy fight night would be fun to watch. Dude, Paul Tracy fighting everybody would be fun to watch because he just pisses everybody off in this. And he's Canadian, and that doesn't. They're supposed to be nice, so I don't know. Zach says, "Does Superior State for those of you who don't know nothing?" Holy cow! What in the?
He's going to go back to Canada. He says, "You know what? SRX is going to be great, but it kind of messes up my 2 or 3 or 4 nights a week."
I don't know. I'm sorry that I even gave him a shout out to you guys. having to read that, knowing that you'll never get that time back in your life. I'm sorry. That's on me. That's on me. I should vet better. So we got a minute left here. Usually under a minute. I think they put it at 2 to go for the green-white checker. So Ken Schrader, they just said it's raced in every state but Hawaii and Rhode Island. That's pretty impressive. The Superior State, for those of you who don't know nothing. Is that good? That don't sound very good. I don't really care. Newman gets a good run. Keselowski just is not very good on the restarts. So we got 3 to go. Everybody runs that low line. Stewart tried to run it. Got way, way loose in front of Paul Tracy, and Boyer sticking his nose in there. Just like he does on the broadcast, interrupts the line of Brad Keselowski. But Brad stays true, fights back. Boyer running around the low line, getting a little bit of grass in there. Keselowski faster to the gas on the outside. I'll have a good battle here for second place. Looks like Newman, the Rocket's going to run away with it. But who is going to get second? What'll be the Polish racer or the biggest mouth in the NASCAR booth? Coming to the line. Oh, they bump. Oh, it looks like Boyer edged him. And he did. Denny Hamlin got up to 7th place. Marco Andretti didn't move up too much. He's in 9th. Haley Deegan's in last year. Top 5. The Rocket, Ryan Newman, Clint Boyer, Brad Keselowski, Kevin Harvick falls back to 4th. Paul Tracy probably will start up front for the main event. He is up there, and then followed by Tony Stewart. Good racing. Now we get 75 laps. So caution flags will count in this until the last 10 laps. And they used to have a caution timer. So I don't know if they still do that. Again, this is only the 3rd year that we've been running this. I haven't been running this. I'm sorry. This is the 3rd year that SRX has been running this series. So obviously there's going to be some tweaks and stuff like that every single year. Look through the phone. Nothing. All right. Let's look at the Twitter sphere and see what people are saying on Twitter. Darian Gillum, what are your thoughts on ESPN's broadcast?
This exclusive technology allows SimpliSafe agents to help stop crime in real time by speaking through the new smart alarm in your camera. Stop. This is SimpliSafe. Police are on their way. For instant intruder returns and faster police response. Police have arrived. Your home is safe. Advanced home security. 24/7 professional monitoring. Relax and calm.
All right. Let's see what anybody else is saying. Well, that was quick.
It's an AL West showdown on Sunday Night Baseball. I'm the Gold Star 4-way with Onions guy.
Where'd everything go? PT in mid-season form. What is PT? I don't know. I'm not down. I'm not hip like the kids. I don't know what PT means. Anything else? Nope. Don't look like we got anything else. All right. So both heats are done. What do you guys think so far? Enjoying it? Wishing it was a little bit different? What are you guys' thoughts?
Speedway for the Camping World SRX series. There are 2 heats in one main event to go. Denny Hamlin won the first heat, and that was Ryan Newman, the winner of heat number 2, which is sort of a continuation of success for Ryan Newman at this track. If we take a look at heat number 3, you've got Newman, Good Boyer, Brad Keselowski, Kevin Harvick, and Paul Tracy, your top 5. Newman has been a winner at this track before. As we all know,
So again, the final heat: Ryan Newman, Clint Boyer, Brad Keselowski, Kevin Harvick, Paul Tracy, Tony Stewart, Denny Hamlin, Tony Kanaan, Marco Andretti, Bobby Labonte, Ken Schrader, Haley Deegan. Bobby Labonte, Ken Schrader, and Haley Deegan have done nothing so far in either heats. So they will be the ones starting out back.
Comes to its feet, and the green flag waves at Stafford. Marco Andretti will get the lead. Here comes Newman.
Now they're showing
Bumper of Stewart's car.
last year's highlights. I do think the paint job every year for these cars get better as well.
The checkered flag waves tonight over Ryan Newman, a superstar racing experience winner in Stafford. That was the biggest moment post my Daytona crash. To have that level of family and opportunity, and the stage was special in so many ways. It was the first time I've been in victory lane on the big stage since my crash. Just being on the start finish line after the race with the checkered flag and my daughter standing on top of the car, all 4 of us standing there just soaking up that excitement, and knowing that the fans just didn't leave. It was pretty fun, pretty special to me. And not that I'm all trying to compare myself to anybody else, but I look back at when Dale Sr. won the 500, when everybody usually runs.
So obviously we'll have some dead time here
That was that kind of a moment
until
it was really special. And that moment
we get back to racing.
in front of all the fans and I hadn't raced a whole lot in the Northeast outside of Loudon, so I'm sure there was a ton of fans that I had never engaged with, and they were there to engage with me. And that was really special.
Some of the sights and sounds from a year ago here at Stafford Motor Speedway. What a difference a year makes. Now, Ryan Newman did win the heat race, but when the crew...
So if you are wondering what other drivers are going to be in this,
SRX does have backup cars, and they're also fitted somewhat for...
you got Marco Andretti, Greg Biffle, Clint Boyer's there tonight. Marco Andretti's full-time. My boy Kyle Busch, Helio Castroneves, Ron Capps, Haley Deegan's full-time. Austin Dillon looking pissed as ever. Tony Kanaan, Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin, obviously Kevin, Tony, and Denny, Kevin, and Tony racing tonight. Ernie Francis, Casey Kane, who's been running in the World of Outlaws. Matt Kenseth will be in it again. Brad Keselowski's full-time. Bobby Labonte's full-time. Tony Stewart, Ken Schrader, Ryan Newman. Tony's full-time. I believe Ryan Newman as well. Joseph Newgarden from the IndyCar. Daniel Suarez will be in it. Paul Tracy's full-time. And then Kenny Wallace with the best picture.
After that, it laid down, and it was just enough to hold them off. So we got to thank Captain Arnold, everybody at SRX, and it's a lot of fun to be out here and do this. I can tell you that for sure.
So Ryan Newman sounds like he's having fun. Also looks like he's burning up.
When you look back at last year, the emotions of the moment, you had a year to think about the emotion of victory lane with your daughters and what that night meant to you.
It was special in so many ways, and special because they got the victory, but even more special.
So they did announce that they do have backup cars. I'm not sure if anybody besides Tony Kanaan may need one. I mean, they may do one for Deegan, but doing some work on these. They don't do a whole lot, especially with setups and everything like that. So I'm not sure what they're putting in there right now on Ryan Newman's car. Tony Kanan said, without the hood, it helped the engine breathe. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like that.
We need to stir things up here a little bit. So who can we blame? Who do we need to
So again, just some downtime.
I would say Hamlin kind of hit me quite a bit the entire race. And in one of the hits, I hit Tracy in front and took my hood. So I would give Hamlin a little bit of the blame.
All right, Hamlin. I have a feeling if you want to go after Hamlin, I don't know if you heard the boos from the crowd. I think you will have some supporters. And then there's Paul Tracy, who sometimes just comes in like old Miley Cyrus, like a wrecking ball.
I know BT really well, so I might choose the Hamlin route.
Okay, all right. We got backup plan if we take the Denny Hamlin route. Tony Kanan, thank you very much. All right, more Thursday Night Thunder from Stafford Motor Speedway coming up.
All right.
Set for the main event. It is 75 laps in the return of Thursday Night Thunder on ESPN.
Again, for everybody that's new, welcome in. We are glad that you're here. This is our first live stream. This is a very new channel. We started this with like 1 week before, maybe 2 weeks before the Daytona 500. Me, myself, Joe, and another member. Joe and I are doing this. It's been busy for Joe, so it's been primarily just me here recently, but Joe definitely be popping in. He is also a coach on the varsity football team here at my local area, coaches his little league team that his son is on. So he will probably be busy over the next second half of the season, but you definitely will be seeing him as well. I will be here, obviously. So we talk about everything in motorsports. Also had a video today that I put out. If you haven't seen that, I can show you that real quick. Let me see where it's at. So up today, ask lunch would be greatly appreciated, and see if you agree with me. You think people should stop doubting NASCAR when it comes to what we've seen so far with NASCAR trying to be innovative, with NASCAR doing these different tracks, these different, from setting up in the middle of a Coliseum football field to putting dirt on Bristol to shutting down major roads in the downtown Chicago area, completely redoing North Wilkesboro. And then at the very end, and actually, this is actually before some of these, making a 1.5 mile super speedway out of Atlanta. I think all those things have worked out really well for NASCAR. So that's why I totally believe that we should, at least for now, give them the benefit of the doubt. They've been doing some really good things, some really fun things. And it's been really enjoyable NASCAR season so far this year.
Tony and Jeff Gordon racing it, all these different kinds of track. And if you look back on it now, you didn't realize how special that time period for racing really was. For me, to be a retro,
Right.
maybe we participated, knowing we were on our series 25 years later, doing the same thing, but on a different scale with some different people.
So again, waiting to go for the main event. 75 laps in the main event.
Old school guys proud and elevate the Thursday Night Thunder new era the same way they did.
For more than 20 years, every Thursday night on ESPN, and for the next 6 weeks, it is back. It's the SRX series.
Looks like they're tightening the lug nuts there on Kanan's car. So Kanan will be going to a backup. He'll get the hood from his car, the thing that flew off, but he'll be going to an orange car. Actually, that's not the hood of his car. He's driving the Purdue car, and that's got a South Point hood on it. The other South Point hood cars are black. He's driving the Calico Cat version of a SRX car.
We want to go to different racetracks. We want to showcase different short tracks across the country and show people in that area why that track's important to go to each weekend and support it and see what kind of racing can go on in their local area. So we're going to some neat racetracks. We're going to some that we've been to before and that we love, and then we're going to some new tracks that we really have a great appreciation for.
So hitting more of the East Coast
Old tracks we've already been to, but new tracks that we haven't been to as well.
and the Midwest on these tracks.
I've seen the crowd and how amped up they get for their races each weekend, and we can't miss this opportunity. Well, the good thing is the door's wide, so it gives everybody a lot of room if they're uncomfortable.
So Tony talking about his track tonight, Eldora, which again has Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights World of Outlaws there. I will be there Saturday. I am crossing my fingers for good weather. Selling stream links for $5 each. That's probably a good way to get banned. Not for me. I don't care. Hustle's gotta hustle, man. Every day you're hustling. I know you, Zach. Every day. Unfortunately, you can't type. You came to my channel, commented in my chat, and then tell me to mind my business. I think you got it twisted. What's Raymond doing tonight, Zach? And if you don't want anybody to see like what he's probably doing, you don't have to type it. Oh boy, Clint Boyer, an interview with him. Looks like we'll never hear the end of this.
Told me that was the wildest in SRX history. Absolutely. All right, Doug Hobie, wherever he is, kind of a legend around here, right? Yeah. He came in there right down on the front stretch. This is me getting the Brad. I told him I had a dark shield on. I couldn't see him right there on the left. I simply couldn't see him. I used him up a little bit coming to the checkered. But anyway, what Kobe did, he told us all on the front straightaway to get it all in the heat races. That's the master class key to success at this racetrack. Going to win this race. Beat the hell out of them in the heat races, and that's exactly what happened. I think he told that to every single driver. I wasn't the only lunatic he told that to, so it's his fault. We tore the hell out of all these cars. All right, get ready for the feature, Nicole.
So Clint Boyer and his infinite wisdom after that interview, the reason why he said he can't see is because he came to a track on the East Coast at 9 o'clock and only brought dark shields. So there you go. Clint Boyer and his infinite wisdom. Not that you didn't know that. Final Fantasy commercial. Okay. One thing I will say about this is that the breaks in between heats are ungodly too long. I mean, I'm glad we don't have a lot of commercials while they're racing, but man.
Greats first believe you are. Greatness requires grit, not like that. Like this. The greats aren't afraid to fail. They're fueled by it. Trophies require greatness, but greatness doesn't require trophies. Because greatness isn't about what you've done. It's about what you do next.
Got the cabin for 2 days with a sweet. What? I'm 12 hours short.
Have a fun weekend.
Was that necessary?
No, neither is a long weekend. With Paycom, employees do their own payroll, so you can fix problems before they become problems. Get Paycom. They make the unnecessary unnecessary. See you down the line.
Thursday Night Thunder is brought to you by Camping World. Over 1 million RVs sold.
ABs is certainly one, but there are so many voices that we associate with motorsports. Mike Joy, Dave Despain, Bob Jenkins.
All right, looks like we're getting back to the track. Hopefully we get this
Next week.
race going.
Thursday Night Thunder would not be complete without this man's voice. It is going to be such a treat.
Let's do this one more time and let them have it. We know you're going to do it. Let's hear those words.
I'm excited Daryl's going to be there. I don't know that.
Oh, snap. Talking about Darryl Waltrip. Boogity, 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 baby.
Boogie, boogie, boogie. Let's go racing, boys.
That's the way we want him to be. We want him to be.
That's awesome. I can't wait for Darryl to come back. I'm such a huge Darryl Waltrip fan.
And Vanity will be with us 1 week from tonight. It is
Zach, they are racing at Stafford Speedway in Connecticut.
Speedway with our special analyst Daryl Waltrip in the booth. AB, I cannot wait.
Kyle Busch will be there next week.
He can relate to this. Beating and banging, hard-nosed, short-track racing. Of course, Darryl Waltrip, three-time champion.
So Alan Bestwick, Darryl Waltrip, and Kyle Busch. Unless I'm dead, looks like I'll be doing this next week as well.
Alan Bestwick with Joey Logano, two-time NASCAR Cup Series champion. All right, you had expectations starting tonight. How has the reality matched your expectations?
Well, I think we heard it from Cliff Wood a minute ago. It's a bunch of wackos out there all racing really, really hard, beating the heck out of each other for a heat race. So, if that's what it is for the heat races, you know, okay, now we have a little longer race. We have 75 laps. You can kind of settle in for a minute. You're going to have to think
All right.
manage your tires, but as you keep getting inching closer to the end of the race, whoa, the intensity's going to
So I used to be in radio. Provided different types of sporting events, whether it's basketball, baseball, softball, football. What they're in right now reminds me of the football booth that I used to do, and it looks cramped in there. Probably the AC's not that great. They're probably hearing every single noise from everybody around it. So that's pretty fun. Denny Hamlin looks pissed.
You see him shaking his head. He's mad. He knocked in the right front fender. At some point, his toes out. He said his toes screwed up. It's plowing.
Oh, wow.
You got to fix the toe. He's all that's international sign for toe. He needs to get his front end aligned, and he's mad about that.
Well, that makes sense why Denny Hamlin did absolutely nothing in that second heat after moving up in the first heat and winning it. So that was interesting. Digital dash inside the SRX car. So that's pretty cool. Obviously, don't have any pitting or anything like that in these races, which wouldn't be bad. I mean, obviously, they want it to be all about the driver, but I think it would be pretty fun to watch these cars if they did have to do like a mandatory pit stop. All right, looks like we're coming off pit road.
As a driver, you're like, are you kidding me? We're going to do this? But as a
75 laps. Caution laps will count, except for the last 10 laps. I'm ready for the main event.
In the first half of the season, and what to watch for in the second half, the women's Wimbledon final is set. Should that be the ladies' Wimbledon final, as they call it? And both something that hasn't been done since 1963. Plus in football, on the verge of history.
Ready to go racing.
On ESPN and the ESPN app.
Wonder if they will be as aggressive
I read all that, didn't even pick my glasses up.
in this main event to begin it as they were in the heats.
This is what SRX does, right? They go to these local racetracks, and Stafford does a great job of building this place up most of the time. But when you bring the stars of these high elite races,
Jeff Gluck says that Bestwick and Logano are a really strong announcing duo. I agree.
they could possibly fit in here in Stafford's bag tonight. You see them all here. They're enjoying the race. There's a man with a 22 hat, with a shirt with a 22. This is a great, very smart race fans in Connecticut. The best around the whole country right here.
Ooh, Bob Podcrest announces that they do have a wet weather package for this week. That's interesting. I did not know that.
Starting on pole in that line number 3 machine. PT, first time ever starting on pole position for an event. He's been one of the drivers that's been in every SRX race in 2+ seasons of the series and got his best ever finish in SRX Mania. Sure. Well, you never know. That's his podium in Stafford. He's got his old face figured out pretty well. Well, he's got Denny Hamlin. He's only out until straight next to him on the front row.
All right. Ready to rock and roll. Starting will be Paul Tracy in first, Denny Hamlin in second. And I believe that's Clint Boyer in third.
So the distance here at Stafford tonight, 75 laps are on this half-mile track.
All right.
Laps will count until
Looks like we're ready to go here in just a second.
the last 10 laps. There you go. Getting closer to the checkered flag, and this could be interesting. Unlimited attempts at a green flag finish.
Unlimited attempts at a green flag finish. I guess when you have 12 cars, somebody's going to have to win, or they'll just end up not having a car left. Oh, come on, baby. Let's go. I don't know what it is, man. Waiting on cars to go racing to me is like the most anxious I get in any sport. Like, I don't get like that anxious in baseball or basketball or football, but by God, I can't stand waiting on cars to get racing. We're in the restart zone. Here we go. Paul Tracy gets great. Oh, going around the outside, or excuse me, the inside is Marco Andretti from fourth to first. Oh, my God. Clint Boyer's in second. Denny Hamlin, the big loser on that. Granted, he was talking about the toe of his car. He's running on the inside now. He is in third with Paul Tracy hanging on his outside. Tony Kanaan's beat up car is right behind them in fifth place. So right now, Marco Andretti, Clint Boyer, Denny Hamlin, Paul Tracy, Tony Kanaan, Ryan Newman, Keselowski, Smoke, Labani, Kevin Harvick, who's done nothing, Haley Deegan, and then Ken Schrader. Boyer putting a huge hit on the rear end of the Marco Andretti machine. So last year's champ from fourth place to first, and then Paul Tracy has fallen off. He is half a second behind third place Denny Hamlin, and Clint Boyer is all over the back. Now Denny Hamlin gets on the back of Clint Boyer. Man, if we get racing like this for 75 laps, I'm not going to have a voice. Now Denny Hamlin will send it way inside on Boyer, and it looks like he's still going to fight. Goes into the dirt, getting a little bit loose on the outside's Boyer, but Hamlin is still there. They're right next to each other, door to door. This time, Denny Hamlin gets a little bit more clearance on the bottom, trying to clear, and he will off the front stretch. We are only 5 laps into the 75-lap main event. Denny Hamlin currently 133 beats per minute. I'm at like 155, 160. So now Eric. Oh, we got a spin. And Keselowski goes around. I believe that's Newman as well. And it might be even more. Oh, my goodness, the big one. We got the big one. Harvick, Newman, Deegan, Labonte, Buddy, Keselowski. Smoke got through it, and then just a train of cars hitting each other after that. I can't really tell who got in. I think Keselowski was the one that got hit first. So some big damage on these cars. And we'll have a caution 7 laps into the 75-lap main event. And that's why you can do unlimited green flags, because for the green flag finish, because there's not going to be enough cars to end up finishing this race the way that it's going right now. That's wild. Darian Gillum, NASCAR should ask SRX how to make short track racing great again. That's pretty good. So we got a question here from Out Here 9. Is this a stream of the actual race or just talking? Out Here 9, I don't work for ESPN, so I can't stream the race. That would be illegal. This isn't public television, so I'm not allowed to show it. So, sorry. So, they're saying that so Andretti, they're claiming jumped the start. At least that's what Joey Logano has to say. Why does it say live stream? Because I'm live streaming talking about the race. It doesn't say this is the SRX broadcast. It says it is a live stream. So you are watching me live, and I'm streaming it to your phone or computer or even your TV. Not a troll. You just need to understand the definition better. But appreciate you coming out here. Out here, 9. And we are back underway. Andretti will get there first. Denny Hamlin trying to go underneath him with some fighting in the background. Looks like Hamlin does stick a nose in there, so maybe they did get that toe in. They come off wide. Ken Schrader's moved up 3 spots. Obviously, Andretti moved up 4 spots on the restart. Tony Kanaan 3 as well. Ooh, and then Hamlin gives a little bit of a tap to Andretti. That'll send Andretti up the track, but he still holds strong on the outside. So Hamlin, whatever was wrong with his car in the heat number 2, it looks like he will be okay. All right. So right now we got Denny Hamlin, Marco Andretti, Clint Bowyer, Tony Kanaan, Paul Tracy for the top 5. Looks like Kanaan trying to get racy as well on Clint Bowyer. 15 laps into a 75-lap main event. Obviously, we had the big one earlier. And, whoa, we got a car way off the track. Is that Tony Stewart? Oh, and Kanaan just smokes the wall as well. So we got action in the front. We got action in the back. I will say these cars are very durable from what we've seen so far. Bowyer all over the back of Marco Andretti. Oh, and Clint Bowyer has to get out of the gas after getting on the hind end of Marco. And now we'll get a run out of it. So maybe just diamond it. Now he gives him a couple bumps. They're racing on the inside. Kanaan way loose behind him. And while the fighting's going on, Denny Hamlin says, you guys look a little bit smaller in my rear view, but probably not for long. These guys have shown the propensity to using the front bumper. Thought Bowyer was going to get spun around there by Kanaan. Now Kanaan will go in low on Bowyer. Excuse me, that's Andretti, not Kanaan. Man, this is wild. So Bowyer on the nose or on the rear end of Andretti right now. Kanaan peeks to the inside, will not go to him. Now going up the track a little bit, then Bowyer goes right back down, gets into the gas. Your top 4 right now, as Andretti looks like he'll be battling Bowyer with Bowyer on his inside. You got Denny Hamlin, Marco Andretti, Clint Bowyer, Tony Kanaan, Paul Tracy, Ryan Newman, Haley Deegan, Brad Keselowski, Ken Schrader, Tony Stewart, Bobby Labonte, and Kevin Harvick. Was that him, Zach? Is that him? You know how he is. He'll show up like incognito. You don't want people to know who he is. $21 laps out of 75, and nobody has gotten very far outside the top 5. Top 6 are within 1 second of the leader. So if you have never watched SRX racing, I would say at least from right now. There's Raymond. So he isn't going incognito. Okay. Good for you, Raymond. So again, if this is like the first time you've ever watched SRX racing, looks pretty good so far. I think this has been really, really enjoyable. Looks like Tony Stewart's night will be gone. Maybe he doesn't have power because he's wearing a glow-in-the-dark helmet. Maybe that's taken all of his power. Man, dude. Why you got to hit me like that? It's the lighting. I got to get better lighting. When I get monetized, maybe I'll have a face. It would be my first time watching if I could actually see the race. Well, I'm sorry that you're not watching it. And you're watching probably like Gilmore Girls or something terrible. I don't know. Thanks for being here, though. Like and subscribe to the channel. Clint Boyer closing on the back of Denny Hamlin. Those two have made some space on the first 3 cars. Marco Andretti falling back a little bit. And again, with the 75 laps, keeping your tires is a big deal because you won't pit for tires. So these other guys that have been racing and really wearing them out, like Tony Kanaan and things like that, I think that's why you're seeing him go back a little bit because he was really, really racy at the beginning of this. And if these Goodyears are anything like what we've seen in NASCAR, once they get hot, they turn to shit, and you have to cool them off a little bit before you can get back to racing again. Otherwise, you will lose grip. They get slick whenever they get hot. So Denny Hamlin with 16 laps led, followed by Marco Andretti. Those are your top 2, and Clint Boyer is the only one who's also led a lap. So
but right now you got 2 short track guys that have grown up doing this stuff, right? You got Clint Boyer that's just done this for so long.
all right.
Kind of playing a cat and mouse game. Saving the car, saving your tires, keeping the pressure on each other.
Logano now talking about saving tires. And this is by far the most that we've seen them spread out. They kind of got to this point in Heat 2. And then after that, once they got out to that farthest amount spread out, they had a caution due to X amount of laps not being a yellow flag to group them back up. And then right after that, they had another caution because we had a wreck. So again, your running order right now, Denny Hamlin in first, Clint Boyer 0.4 of a second behind, then a big gap. 2.8 seconds from first is Marco Andretti, then Paul Tracy, Tony Kanaan, Ryan Newman, Haley Deegan, Brad Keselowski, Ken Schrader, and Bobby Labonte. Those are your 10 cars on the track. Kevin Harvick's night ended first. He will finish in last place. And Tony Stewart currently sits on pit road after having some engine issues. So Clint, again, riding right on the back of Denny Hamlin. And now Paul Tracy has moved away into third. Now, so from third to 10, I mean, it is like a game of centipede. But 1 and 2 are 3 seconds ahead of everybody else. So 35 laps in, 40 laps to go. So Raymond is spending his night watching American talking about stock car racing instead of doing his country's favorite pastime and playing on the ice of hockey. That's dedication. Next, Raymond, you'll be singing Yankee Doodle Dandy. And we'll accept you. Because you do like to use your guns. So you're welcome, Tier. I just want you to know that. And by the way, next time you try to smoke out our entire country, when I'm playing outdoor activities, I can't breathe. It feels like somebody just got a pack of Marlboro Reds and smoked the entire pack of them in my face. We will take back Toronto. That's on you, bro. I'm just letting you know.
racetrack. It doesn't take a very different line. Like a couple feet here is a really big deal. How you use that transition. Where that solid white line is a banking transition. And when you pull it down on that, it may help you.
So Haley Deegan got up to 110 miles an hour on this half-mile short track.
Very precise about how you drive the car here.
To see a couple of these cars, looking for the inside, really have some serious brake flow going too. Paul Tracy
Kanan trying to get on the inside of Paul Tracy, but is unable to do so.
brakes in the front of Kanan's car.
Yeah, that's a lot. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of. Usually by now, like off the corner.
Whoa, Kanan got way loose.
Really, really hard. And what does that do? All that heat is transferred into
And we have a yellow.
and hurts your grip.
Caution flag is out. Quick break back to Stafford.
So we'll have a yellow flag due to the fact that we need to get these cars back together. Oh my God, hit my microphone. Back together, so they'll stack back up here in just a second.
Open up Pepsi to unlock up to 3 free months without music. You're listening to Bad Bunny all summer long.
Tommy John has been dedicated to elevating underwear for over a decade. Now, we're proud to reveal our most premium men's underwear yet. This is a Apollo. All new, odor-free, rigorously tested for durability, and enhanced with exclusive dry release tech. We upgraded the softness and electrical comfort, so you'll be surprised if your confidence is upgraded too. Experience high-end feel wearing. TommyJohn.com. 20% off your first order.
Open up Pepsi to unlock up to 3 free months without music. You're listening to Bad Bunny all summer long.
At Blue Bunny, we test to make sure our mini treats are crunchy and mini. Four. Sorry. So, does it feel mini enough for you? Approved. Blue Bunny, we make fun.
Hi, we're visible. The wireless company that makes things visible. With us, what you see is what you get. Switch now.
Zach, not sure if you're still here. Benjamin Lewis, the face for radio. That hurt. Agreeing with Zach. I read something today, Zach, that the Oakland Athletics owner didn't want to send out the team mascot. He didn't want to pay the flight for the mascot of the Oakland Athletics to go to Seattle. He was the only one to do so in the entire MLB. So that's interesting. So now we're getting ready to go back. 32 laps to go. So it looks like the radar for this is, they're talking right now, not looking good. We got a green flag ready to go. So Denny Hamlin will get out front. Ooh, trying to go way, way underneath is Ryan Newman battling Paul Tracy, getting around Tony Kanaan. But it looks like the two best cars on the track right now are Clint Boyer and Denny Hamlin. Wow, we got quite a bit of lightning. So my guess is that they will. Whoa, Kanaan going in the grass. And trying not to spin. So I don't know if the track's getting wet, if he just lost it. Definitely, obviously, weather in the area with the lightning in the background. So my guess is if they have a weather delay, they'll probably call this. Haley Deegan trying to get underneath, but Ryan Newman again, Denny Hamlin already back up to a half a second. He has been the class of the field here in this main event. Talked about the toe of the car earlier, but looks like they got that all situated there in the intermission between Heat 2 and the main event. Andretti now getting passed by Haley Deegan. Haley's made up a ton of ground here in this main event. She's been hanging around in the back, but after that big wreck, maybe her car came out with less damage compared to everybody else. Ken Schrader, haven't called his name a lot tonight either. Woo, and getting real loose there was Clint Boyer. Now Ryan Newman on the back of him. So now we're going to see Kanan why he went in the grass. Down low, down low. I think he just put the gas to it and then slid her loose. He might have got hit. It's Paul Tracy, so he doesn't get the benefit of the doubt. Looks like Ryan Newman did get around Clint Boyer. So now we'll see if Ryan Newman has the tires to go up there and catch Denny Hamlin. 25 laps to go. Lightning all around the track. This could get interesting. Ryan Newman way loose coming out of turn 2. Newman again won this race last year as well. And he's catching them. He's running a good line. Boyer's not going too far away, but you can definitely tell Newman has a better car than Boyer. And we will be back at the track next week because Thunder Road will not be available due to the flooding. So 0.3 of a lap taken off on that lap. It's down to 0.5 of a second or half a second. Staying right there right now. We don't know how much Denny Hamlin is nursing his tires in case there is a battle, and how much Ryan Newman has also had to put on his tires to get to this point. He's getting closer. That was a big gain for him right there. And you know Ryan Newman, he's going to race hard. I mean, that's like the thing known about Ryan Newman throughout his NASCAR history is that he was the hardest person to pass. Holy cow, that was a ginormous lightning strike. But he's going to race Denny Hamlin hard. And if he gets around him, Denny Hamlin is going to have to use the bumper. Oh, and we got a caution. So the caution's out for the weather. That's probably going to do it. That's too bad. That was fun. Looks like Alan Bestwick's paused for a second there, probably having people talk in his ear. So the white flag is being waved. So it will be Denny Hamlin winning this. They are going to call it due to the weather. So they want to make sure that everybody gets out of here safely. Hell of a show. This would be disappointing if this was, a place that's never had this. The fact that Stafford gets to host a race again here next week, I think it'll be all right. But the people got their money's worth tonight. I mean, that was fun. It would have been fun to see if Ryan Newman had anything for Denny Hamlin, but Denny Hamlin and his first time in gets the checkered flag. So that's cool. It'll be interesting to see how he puts this on his list of accomplishments. And now they're talking to Denny right now.
It looked like a good, nice and easy race for you, but it was Ryan Newman was on his way, and the storm that was brewing obviously kept us from seeing that. But what a great race! We saw you during the in between the race. races. You were talking about your toe being off, but it seems like you're all right. How was your first experience here?
Yeah, it was a bunch of fun. Just thankful that I got along with the sport from this guy. Coming up on, obviously going to think
Holy cow. Definitely got some rain coming in.
I don't think we heard anything you just said, but congratulations. have fun celebrating.
He said, thank Tony for letting me come and race. Thank the sponsors. Said he knew movement was coming, but it ended the way it did.
All right, the top 5, your finishing order. It will be Denny Hamlin getting the win, Ryan Newman in second, Clint Boyer in third, Paul Tracy will finish in fourth, and then Tony Kanaan in fifth. So that is the final running order. We'll make sure that SRX doesn't have it posted here as well, as they went to a commercial. Unfortunately, Mother Nature has ruined another opportunity for a great race. So yeah, Denny Hamlin will be your winner for the first race of 6 weeks in a row of Thursday Night Thunder. Let me know what you guys thought. Did you enjoy it? Was it fun? Did you like the live stream? Was that enjoyable for you guys as well? Also, the comment section, appreciate you guys keeping with it the entire 1 hour and 46 minutes that we've been doing this. So thank you again very much. Won't be streaming anything on Saturday. Might be doing something tomorrow night for our weekly show. If Joe's not able to do it, I will be here to break down going to Loud, New Hampshire. Who are we looking at? Where are we at when it comes to the possibility of playoffs? William Byron winning last week saved some guys, but somebody like Ty Gibbs, who was on the plus side, now way down. Can he get back going? My betting favorite, going in without running any single laps, probably right now would be Christopher Bell, who's done really, really well at this track. So just different things like that we'll do on the weekly show. And yeah, it was a great time. I enjoyed it definitely with you guys as well. So again, my name is Ryan Peters. This is the live stream. This is also Stuck in the Catch Fence. We'll see you next time.